Everyone, this is my heroic Coven of the Shivarra god. Let's go ahead and start with the talents. For this fight, I used Abyssal Strike, Fallout, Flame Crash, Fracture, Sigil of Chains. I like this because then yourself, you don't have to rely on anybody else to deal with the walking ads, and you'll see it in the video how I used it. So I'd highly recommend that. If you don't use that and you want to rely on other people, then Concentrated Sigils is fine. This is better for damage over Quicken Sigils. Spirit Bomb and Last Resort. Demonic Infusion's okay. Most of the damage you're going to take is going to be, well, most of the damage that will kill you will be magic damage, and DS doesn't help with that. Soul Barrier could be useful, but again, I'd rather have Last Resort in this situation. Gear-wise, I believe on my first kill what I used was the Archimonde's Hatred Reborn. I used a Dark Moon card, which I wouldn't use next time. I would probably end up using just about, probably an offensive trinket, to be honest with you, because there's not a lot of physical damage, it's all magic damage. If you have a Withering Heart of Darkness from DHT, that would work really well in this fight, if you have one of those. Or maybe even a Apocalypse Drive. I just got that last night. I used the 2-piece tier 20 for the 5% damage reduction. And the other legendary I used was the Oblivion's Embrace, wherever my legs are here. So the legs. And for consumables, I use a Agility Flask. I use the Agility Food from the Feast. I use Prolonged Power. I normally use Prolonged Power when I'm learning fights, so I don't waste any of the old wars. But if I'm trying to parse, I would use an old war on the Bloodlust. Yeah, and that's really it. So there's the standard setup here. Let's go ahead and look at the video. Hi everyone, this is my heroic Coven of the Shivarra god. So basically, as we went over, we saw the talents. Let's look at the actual fight breakdown. We have 3 Shivarra that we have to kill. Only 2 are active at a time. So we're going to have the fire. I don't remember their names. We just know them by the element type. You have the fire, the shadow, and the frost. You can start the fight fighting the fire and the shadow. What I do is I pick up the fire ad and I bring it over near star, and the off tank brings the shadow ad over by nipple. So I do the normal rotation. I jump in, blow them up. If the ads or the bosses are, I think it's like 18 yards close to each other, they become immune to all, well, 99% damage. So you have to keep them spread out. This position here allows them almost exactly 18 yards apart, which allows the boomkin to do more damage. I can't tell you why, I'm not a boomkin, but that's what he told us to do. He asked us. The fire boss will throw out this blade that's going to come whirling around. This will one-shot people, but always comes back to her. So we place all the melee on the other ad. So right here we saw a fiery strike. I have 2 stacks. This is what really hurts against tanks. Every stack does X% increase from the last one.
Beware.
So basically what we want to do is we want to taunt after 3 stacks. In this video we only did 4. Well, we did 4, but you want to only do 3. Once you get around the 3rd stack, you should be using your power wards or other cooldowns like Fiery Brand. The Shadow ad casts a Storm of Darkness. You see these little squares. You just gotta bring the boss into one of them. Basically, you're immune to the storm damage if you're in the squares.
Beware.
So I have 3 stacks of Fiery Brand. The 4th one did a lot of damage, but I had a power wards up. I was in meta, so a lot of it was mitigated. At this point, I'm gonna do a taunt swap. Watch out for the tornado of blades. Basically, with this weak aura that I'll have in the comments, you can see how many stacks you and your co-tank has. The shadow ad will throw out these 3 blades. Yeah, you see it here. Right there. If you get hit by these blades, they'll knock you back and do a lot of damage, so you don't want to get hit by those. So right here, this other weak aura, again, it's in the comments, is telling me that the ads that are coming up are the healing ads. So basically, for positioning wise, we don't have to worry about any special positioning. We just gotta kill the ads before they finish their cast. So we're gonna do a taunt switch here because we have the ads up while we have the special ability coming in. So you have these Torment of the Amanthul. These will start channeling a cast. If their cast finishes, it puts a dot on everybody that does on heroic 70,000 damage every second for 21 seconds. And if the cast finishes, it heals them back to full health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the boss here over next to one of the ads. Also, I'm sorry, the fire ad puts a debuff on people. They need to get out of the raid. So they're killing the ads now. I'm going to bring them over here so we can cleave on the boss and on the ad at the same time. He just got the cast off, so he healed. And then we restart the positions here.
Beware.
There's a lot of raid damage that goes out here, and a lot of times the raid will just get killed due to the storm, the fire debuff, getting hit by the anything overlapping abilities. Like that fire debuff plus the storm, like right now, these people should be popping CDs, and a healer should be dedicated to keeping those people alive. See how you wanted to bear form?
Beware.
This fight just recycles on itself, and the only changes is at a certain point the frost boss jumps down, the fire boss goes up, which should be soon. So we see the next set of ads is the spread 2 yards ad. Basically, if you're within 2 yards of another person, you will shock them, and if you're all grouped up, you all fall over dead instantly. So key here is you see this is coming, everybody just pre-spreads. And everybody just pre-spread. So we're going to do a taunt switch here in a second. Alright, so these ads are going to come out. To get rid of this is you have to kill these ads as well. The frost ad just switch with the fire ad. She will put a frost debuff on you that slows your movement and does damage. Now, DPM tells you to taunt on 3, or I'm sorry, on 1, but even with this debuff, we taunt at 3, not 1.
Beware.
So make sure you have Empower Wards up for like the second or third stack, any other cooldown you might have. She would now do a Orb of Frost, which actually was got pretty lucky here. You can see it in this corner. Closer you are to the orb, the more stacks of frost you're going to have. I don't know what the number is, but if you get too many stacks, you become frozen and stunned. Ideally, you just got to deal with it. It does 900,000 damage initially, and then no more damage. It just slows you down. And it's over there, so it helps everybody. But essentially, we're just repeating this phase 1, waiting for the next torment to come in.
Beware.
Just dodging and dealing. The DK can drop his frost axe with AMS.
Beware.
Show the next torment coming up. Alright, so this torment here says get out of the center. If you look on the floor, there's going to be these black and red arrows pointing into the center. All the fire ads will appear on the outside of those arrows and shoot fire inside. So you just stand in between, never in the middle. So I should be moving her here in a second. Just moving her out. I'm going to move them over here next to one of the ads, so we can cleave on the ad and on the boss at the same time.
Beware.
And that's probably the easiest one. All you gotta do is make sure you know what's coming and just not stand in the middle. If you're in the middle, you're dead. And you'll see that the only hard torment coming up here shortly. Yeah, honestly, this fight is just all about attrition. You need to kill her before she kills your raid. The tanks probably shouldn't die unless you have low health because of healers healing other people, and you like the third or fourth fiery strike. That's it. So the hard part of this fight will be coming up here in a second.
Enjoy my icy caress before you are frozen solid.
We've been down 4 people this entire time.
Beware.
And we're down 5 at the moment.
4, 3.
Alright, so where this says avoid ads. What we do is we break the room up in half. So the off tank is going to be on the dipple half. I'll be on the star half here. This is the only reason why I took sigil chains.
2, 1.
Which you'll see in a second. We're going to do a quick change here. Alright, so here comes the ads. So what I do is I drop sigil chains. And what it's going to do is going to group them up, just like that, and I can just stay over here and just walk right through it. You can do this without sigil chains, but then you're going to be relying on somebody else. And I don't know why I got right here, to be honest. I remember mid-fight I noticed I had both ads on me. I have no idea why. So I brought them over here so he can hopefully taunt one off of me. I had no idea where he's standing right now. He gets one away, then I'm going to go back to my corner. So at this point, the fiery boss comes down. You have to do the fire and frost, which are the 2 hardest ones in my opinion for the tank. We're missing most of our raid now.
I want to see your limbs roasted.
A lot of people have issues with the walking ads, and I don't see why. Because you can mass entangle them, you can sigil chains, you can grasp a gore fiend. I'll say those 3 are the best 3 to use. The mass entangle will keep 3 ads against the wall the entire time. You saw how sigil chains work, and grasp a gore fiend is just better than sigil chains. At this point, you just burn them down.
4.
And you want to kill them before the next torment comes out. It is a fire torment, so all we gotta do is just not stand in the middle and kill the boss. And that's going to be the fight, guys. Not a lot of explanation because this fight just repeats and it's a really long fight. So, but that's really it. The sigil chains makes the walking ad so much easier. So I'd highly recommend using it. Other than that, it's a normal setup. And there it is. Thank you for watching.